Okay, this is for all my Jersey fans. If you don't want any spoilers about the new season, then, click away from this video. So where to begin? Okay, so pretty much apparently the rumor is Jen and Danielle got into a massive fight at one of Teresa's parties. So the rumors were that Danielle smashed the glass and it, kind of ricocheted and hit Jen in the head and then she started bleeding. So apparently that was kind of like what happened. But I don't know if I believe that because Jen was posting photos all night and she looked still happy. So I'm like, if she really got smashed over the head with the glass or it hit her, I feel like she would have left or she wouldn't be so happy. All we know is something did happen. They did get into a fight. It was kind of some altercation. To what extent, we're still trying to figure it out. I think at this point, we've kind of, narrowed down that it wasn't a glass that she smashed, but it was one of those plastic cups and it hit her in the head. She threw it at her head. So Danielle still, kind of physically attacked her. But yeah. And apparently Jen was bleeding, so I don't know where she was bleeding from. I don't know if the plastic bottle made her bleed. That's weird. So I don't know. It's still sus. But yeah, they're not liking each other. They had a massive fight, and production has kind of gone on pause with these two, and they're not filming at the moment. Allegedly. But can I just add, I tell you what shits me? Everybody's coming for Danielle. Rightfully so. They're we don't like violence. Danielle shouldn't have taken to the next level, right? But I tell you what's funny is if Danielle did this to Melissa, all of the Teresa fans would be like, yes, Melissa deserved it, get her, blah, 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 blah. But because it's, Teresa's minion, aka Jen Aiden, it's oh my God, she can't do that. But yet if Teresa or Jen acted like that to Melissa or Margaret, they would be totally cool with it. It's just double standards and it annoys me. Because when Teresa threw a whole table at bloody Margaret, I'm not saying that, maybe Margaret didn't deserve it, but, Teresa's fans were all like, yeah, that's totally acceptable. But, Danielle throws a little plastic bottle at Jen and the whole world got to stop. You know what I'm saying? It's it's just double standards. It's fucking annoying. And now I've got to talk about Jackie. Sorry, y'all, this is probably going to be a long-ass video because there's a lot to cover. So Jackie is now, besties with Teresa. As you guys probably know, Jackie and Margaret are fighting, and I think she's fighting with Melissa too, which I don't get the Melissa part of it. To be honest, I do like Jackie, but I feel like she's trying so hard to stay relevant and, stay a part of this show. So she's I'm going to turn on Margaret. And listen, if Margaret was, apparently what happened, guys, is that Margaret was saying that the only reason Jackie got a book deal was because of her, which is stupid. So I understand why, Jackie would be annoyed by that. But the fact that she's going to ride so hard for Teresa when, to be honest, Teresa has said, horrible things about, her marriage and all that stuff, it just makes no sense to me. Because listen, I get her not liking Margaret, but I'm what the hell did Melissa do to Jackie? It's why is she turning on Melissa for no reason, just because, she's angry at Margaret? I just don't get that part of it. I'm that's a little, to me, that's snakish. And it's where's your loyalty, babe? Where is it? But also what blows my mind is that all of the Teresa fans love Jackie now and they hate Danielle. It's a year ago, it was the opposite. But, that's the whole thing with these Teresa fans. Anybody who likes Teresa, they're they're amazing. Anybody who doesn't like Teresa, they're oh my God, they're horrible people. But you know what? I think this season is actually taking shape to be a good season. I feel there's a lot going on and I'm actually ready for it. I was a bit worried. I thought it's going to be boring. Last season was, not very good. But I'm excited. Okay, and there's one more thing I have to talk about, and then I'm going to let you guys go because I know it's been a long video. So pause the video and read it. So pretty much Teresa and Melissa still haven't filmed at all. They filmed together, but they haven't spoken. So apparently the production are thinking about having two friendship groups in the same show, and they're going to go on two different cast trips and gonna, have two different reunions. Do I believe this? I don't know. It kind of seems a bit sus. I think they could have, I could see them going in the direction of having the two groups, but I think that they're all gonna film together in the end, or maybe even go on separate vacations, maybe. But the reunion, they're all gonna be together. I don't think they'll have separate reunions. That seems really stupid because the cast is really divided. But the thing is, this is what I don't get about Teresa, because I feel like Melissa and Joe would be fine filming with Teresa. That's just what I think. But it's Teresa, if you didn't want to film with Melissa and Joe, why even come back to the show? She was so certain Melissa and Joe were going to get fired and they didn't. And that's the thing. It's Twitter fans think that everyone loves Teresa. But a lot of what I see on Facebook, Instagram, they prefer Melissa and Marge. I'm not saying, one's better, one's right, whatever. But that's just a fact. There are Melissa fans and there's Teresa fans. And I think that if they're going to have it split, okay, it might be interesting to see for this season, but they can't move forward like that. And I think my opinion, if Teresa can't get along with anyone, she can go. And you know what? I think Teresa's been a big part of this show, but at this point, I think if she's going to be stubborn like that, it's move on. But I think it's going to be very interesting to see how this season's transforming and what's going to happen. We still have a bit of filming left. But yeah, I can't wait.